Good afternoon, everyone. This is Dr. Claudia Ho. We didn't really have much time to talk about Krashen's monitor model, so today I would like to go through the 5 hypotheses with you again. So please look at the PowerPoint. You can see that there are 5 circles that is for the 5 hypotheses. So you have another handout with similar figures. That is this one. So if you like, you can fit in the title of each hypothesis. N mean natural order approach. M mean monitor monitor hypothesis. I mean input hypothesis. L mean learning versus acquisition hypothesis. A mean what? Okay, sorry, I mean effective filter hypothesis. Okay, so you can fill in the chart and fill in the figure if you want. Okay, let's go back to the PowerPoint. So I would like to use the PowerPoint to explain to you what the 5 hypotheses are. And please also go back to your reading. That is from Brown's textbooks, page 294 to 297. You are supposed to read it at home already. Okay, so that is the 5 hypotheses. The first one we call it natural order hypothesis, and which means that no matter which first language we are acquiring, we always follow certain rules by specific sequence. For example, let's take English as example. We acquire VING, the present continuous tense first, and then we figure out the patterns for perfect tense. So that's no matter it's Japanese, Chinese, or other language, we always follow the language rule in specific stages, in specific orders. So that's Krashen's coding natural order hypothesis. The second one is learning versus acquisition. Learning is a way of acquiring knowledge through formal knowledge. Actually, I shouldn't say acquiring. Learning is a way that we receive knowledge. That's better. Learning is a way that we receive knowledge through a formal education, which means that it's in our conscious level. However, acquisition is a different perceptions regarding language learning. Acquisition is similar to the term of picking up. We say, hey, the kids pick up the language naturally. So pick up similar to acquisition. So we acquire language actually at the subconscious level. When we acquire our first language, we didn't learn it on purpose. We just immersed in that environment provided by our parents, siblings, members in the community, as well as peers and teachers in school setting. I mean, during the social conversation setting, not in the formal, Chinese classes or Tagalog classes or English classes. So that's how we acquire our first language. So as an English teacher, as a second language teachers, when we teach our student, we are trying our best to help our student acquire second language instead of learning second language. Because when we acquire second language via the acquisition way, we can help our students to pick up a language and put that language knowledge in the long-term memory. So that is the better way. If we keep forcing our students to learn and provide a lot of formal educations without concerning their subconscious level acquisitions, we are actually spoon-feeding our kids, spoon-feeding our students. So those knowledge cannot last forever. That kind of knowledge is usually for short-term memory. So just after the midterm or after the final exam, they usually forget everything. The third hypothesis of Krashen's is affective filter hypothesis. Affective filters mean the anxiety level. When a student is more anxious, is more nervous, is under more pressure, he or she will receive less knowledge. So no matter how much input we provide to our students, whenever the student is anxious, is nervous, is unhappy, is stressful, he or she will receive less information, receive less knowledge. So as an English teacher, as a second language teacher, we should provide a very supportive, warm-hearted, not welcoming, supported, warm-hearted, and very risk-free environment. Risk-free environment that you have to provide an environment to let your students feel free to make errors. Encourage them to speak out, and don't punish them. Give them as much as positive feedback as you can. Okay, the fourth hypothesis we call the input hypothesis. Oh, the PowerPoint is hindered. Okay, the line is hindering the PowerPoint. Let me see. I cannot move it. So okay. How about this way? Okay. Learners understand input, comprehensive input, which means that as an English teacher, language teacher, we have to provide the input that is suitable for students' developmental stage. The better situations that we can add a little bit more above their current level, so we call it I+1. And the input should be comprehensible, which means that we should provide student visual aids, pictures or objects, or with understanding explanation, with even with first language support. You can ask your student, permit your students use dictionary, online dictionary or traditional dictionary in class, or you can even encourage them to discuss the answer with peer in their first language as well. So we call it comprehensible input. Okay, the last one is monitor hypothesis. It's an error detecting mechanism, which means that sorry, my rabbit is making a mess now. Okay, I'm a little bit distracted. Error detecting, which means that whenever we give a speech, whenever we say something, our brain, our wisdom can monitor our utterance. Just like what I did in the video. Actually, I said sorry several times because I realized that I used the wrong phrases. I pronounced the wrong words. So that's why I say sorry. So that is kind of an example of the monitoring system, the monitoring hypothesis in second language acquisition. And this is the chart. This is the figure you also have in your handout. So let's look at the handout. We have a bigger version of it. Okay. So in the left side of your handout, make sure to fill in the title, the heading, and after that, write down one definition to describe it. For example, if you write down natural order hypothesis, you can provide a definition like this: certain rules are acquired before others. So you fill in the figures that will help you review questions theory. And in the right side of the handout, that is the process of second language acquisition according to Krashen's hypothesis. First of all, as a teacher or parents, we provide input, and the input should be comprehensible, meaningful, making sense to the student or the learner. And when the student's anxiety level is lower, the lower the better, because the lower, the more information come to the student's brain. And according to non-Chomsky theory, a language acquisition device, everyone has the ability to process, to acquire a language. So if we have more information coming and we use our brain to process it, use our LAD mechanism to process it, and the knowledge become our acquired knowledge. However, if we want to provide the output to generate the ideas or generate other language sentence or generate any opinions, we have to monitor the words. We use our prior knowledge and monitor the sentence we are going to say, and we decide whether it's correct or not, and then we provide output. So that is the process of second language acquisition. Okay. If you have further questions, feel free to send me a live message. If you feel the need, feel free to watch the video again as well. Thank you.